Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Against the Storm. This is the game that we're looking at today, featuring, turning into a full 100 episode Let's Play. Let's see, let's find out. This is one of my favourite games in recent times. I actually really tumbled down a rabbit hole for like a couple of months ago and went really hard in the paint. The nature of this game is that it is very sort of long form in both the short form loop, in that one run can go for half an hour to an hour, I guess, so it's sort of like a colony builder roguelike, but then the overarching just one more, do another colony, you kind of never stop. There's always meta progression, there's a world reset, so before you know it, you put 100 hours in and you're still, halfway through the game. It's that sort of thing, but as much as that might not appeal to some, self-included, to be honest, I don't like bloat. That's what I've just described is usually the case. The loop throughout is just so expertly realized that it doesn't matter. In fact, it works, right? That's the only reason it works, and it doesn't work in other games, because the loop is crack. Anyway, so if you're not across it, I'm probably going to be on a little bit of a kick this weekend of Hooded Horse games. Look them up. They're one of my favorite publishers. If you're even a fair weather fan of my channel, there's a good chance that you're a big fan of Hooded Horse and you don't even know it. Terra Invicta's gone up on the channel already. My favorite, probably, of their catalog. This is probably my second favorite. That's going up. Who knows? Manalord's next. Heart of the Machine. Ooh, I mean to play that. Anyway, so I've started a brand new profile. We're going in absolutely fresh as anything, and we're gonna go through it together.
The world is plagued.
This is the closest thing to a furry game you'll ever get me to play. Probably because while they're anthropomorphized, they're not sexualized.
Is the smoldering city.
Oh, don't upset yourself. Stop talking about furries. Disgusting creatures.
You are one of her viceroys, a pioneer sent into the wilds, tasked with establishing new settlements.
Correct.
Acquiring valuable resources for the crown.
For the cranky queen.
Your goal is to help rebuild the smoldering city and secure the future of the queen's subjects.
Excellent. So that's a pretty good little blurb. Oh, my mouse has decided we're going down here. Now they've added a new DLC actually. I might have to hit up my contact and get that. New species, new race. You can see down here you got lizard men, you got humans, you got beavers. Usually you only have 3, I think. Yeah. Anyway, they've added like vampire bats or something. I have no idea. But I don't have it right now and I'm recording right now, so it goes. Okay, neglecting your village will increase the queen's impatience and bring her wrath upon you. I love this. They're just meting out little bits of the UI. One at a time. So this is the Doom timer. And this is the anti-Doom timer, the victory timer. You fill this up, you win. Fulfilling your duties will increase the town's reputation, unlock new buildings, and eventually bring you to victory. Every time you hit one of these pips, you'll get new buildings, which are the city building equivalent of like a sort of card deck upgrade in a roguelike, right? So it'll give you 3 buildings to choose from, and you pick the one that advantages your city build best. Generally speaking, completing missions and objectives, you'll see, you get these like randomly shuffled up missions is how you get XP. However, keeping your population above a certain happiness threshold, not just okay, but like ecstatic, like cracked on catnip, you keep them really happy, you will earn a steady income. So there's a few ways to victory, and it depends on your build in a way. Now choose a new blueprint, select the crown icon. Oos, let's go. Woodcutter's Camp. Each expedition starts with only a few essential blueprints. Oh my god, please be recording. We're checking as always. More will be given to you as you gain reputation points. Now pick the Woodcutter's Camp. This is pretty standard fare stuff. Press space to resume. We've got different speeds. We've got the current weather. There's 2 seasons that it flips between. And then, what? This is nothing. These are negatives. Oh god, it's all populating. It's all happening. Winning and losing. Well, we talked about that. Look, I know what I'm doing. I'll do my best to convey it. So here are my species You can see I've got 3 of each. You can see that 3 of them are free builders. So free people build, like in many colony things. One of the lizards is actually tending the hearth. Someone has to look after the hearth, and different species are better at different things. And generally speaking, you want a lizard running the hearth. And they, in a Frostpunk-esque way, they just keep burning from all this shit to keep it going. Keep people happy. And people have like a very rudimentary behavioral loop. They'll do their job, they'll move some bits around, and then they will pass back to the hearth where they will fulfill their needs, which we can... Are they going to let us open that up? Or maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but they'll refill their needs at the hearth, which is like eating or putting on clothes, rain jackets, things like that. Worship, sometimes they want prayer, that sort of thing. Education, different species, different needs. But then they go back to work, right? So it's a pretty basic loop, but it's still there and it still has requirements. Now that tick noise is this flashing thing up here. I've got it burnt into my brain. Essentially, these are orders, these are the missions, and they are like time locked. I'm pointing at my screen. And here, you can see that usually it lets you choose from 2. So I guess this is just what we're going to have to do here, because it's a tutorial. Build 2 woodcutter camps, deliver 10 wood, right? And as a reward, we'll get 3 beavers, and we'll also get this. This is like a relic. Again, you got to coach a lot of your framing through the view of a roguelike, right? So this is like a permanent relic that will upgrade for the run. You can see woodcutting is a lot easier, production's 35% quicker. Quite robust, right? In fact, that's purple cornerstone, and purple is high rarity, right? And in here as well, you can see we'll get a reputation of 1, which will likely give us a card to choose from. Now this is highlighted because there's a new building in there, and that's going to be a woodcutting camp, which you can see. So, and this is mobile as well, so you can put it down, and then you can move it. Well, maybe you have to build it first. Let's let them build it first. We'll speed up. 2, 3, 4. I've got my speed controls. There we go. And you can see, oh, okay, locked for now. Oh, there it is, move. You can just press M as a hotkey. You just bloody move it around, and they will auto cut trees within range. You can also do some advanced stuff. I don't think I've got the controls F and G. Yeah, so you can actually paint certain trees for them to cut. And down here you can tell, it's grayed out, but you can tell them what not to cut, right? So you can actually control your cutting down trees, and there's a big reason to do it, because you zoom out the map, you see these little speckled fog of war areas. Look at this one with the big, bloody, scary skull on it, right? So when you break into these, they essentially are like an event, and you may want to hunt these events, but often you might actually want to avoid them whole cloth. So you have to curb your lumbermen, your lumberjacks, from just going bloody whole hog and cutting things open. Anyway, for now, God, you know what I enjoy most about this coming back to playthroughs is looking at this. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. Someone messaged me on Steam telling me I'm the top result for Exion, and it makes me laugh because I got a lot of friends on Steam that don't know I'm a YouTuber because I don't tell them. I meet them through Hell Let Loose or something. And, you know, every now and then someone messages me going, "Holy shit, you've got a bit of a channel." I'm like, yeah, it's probably why it works, because I keep it to myself. Anyway, I digress. What I was going to say, my thought was, I actually really enjoy teaching and sharing the games that I find the most passion in and that are near and dear to my heart. And I'm sure this comes across in this video, Terror Invicta, that sort of stuff. Anyway, good for me. I'm very happy. I'm in a good mood. Okay, so you can see here, you can slot people in. They have a little bonus, and it's represented. There's all different visuals. Like you can see, I hope it comes through on the video. You never know with compression. There's sort of like a faint orange fade behind that lizard, and you can see there he's got a bonus as well. So you kind of want to put your aces in your places, right? If you can help it, you put these dudes in there. They have a plus 10% chance of doubling their yield, and that's each bloke there, which is kind of rad. I don't know what the base chance of doubling your yield is It might just be 0, or maybe it's 1%, and then there's certain cornerstones that can change that. But off we go to the races. Now, we want to build another woodcutter, and that uses parts. So we'll just slap one down here, like who cares? It's all good. Excellent, and we'll fill that up with a bunch of leftover goobers. Put a human in there, put a lizard in there. Bob's your uncle. And so they're just chopping down trees willy-nilly. Nearest ones. Got a couple of unemployed blokes just bloody standing around. God, it's cute watching them move. Alright, order's ready. So there you go. And you can see it's shorthanded here. Deliver. And you can even check in and it's delivered. It's ticked off. We got our extra beavers. Excellent. So what's the next one? Next one says cut through 2 glades and have 5 beavers as woodcutters. Oh, that's unusual. But, like, I know a lot of the missions off by heart. I've played so much of this. This is a tutorial-specific mission. And as such, they will give us some humans, and they'll give us a chunk of meat as well. You dudes eat when they come back to the hearth. I wonder if we can even bring that up. The hearth? Keep it burning. Decide what to... food. Each species can only withstand a number of hunger stacks before dying. Alright, we won't get into it too much, but I think they'll just eat whatever that you happen to have in stock. If up here we've got like food in the first tier. Roots. They won't like it, but they'll eat it. And we haven't unlocked it yet, but each dude will have specific like prepped meals. You know, pies, biscuits, jerky. It makes me hungry thinking about it, right? And so that will in turn give them happiness bonuses. But for now, you know, just having any food is fine. Here, have an egg, go back to work and shut the fuck up. We're going to put these new beavers in the woodcutter, the wood chipper. And we're going to choose our new blueprint. It's only given us one, which is a shelter. This is general accommodation. It holds 3 dudes and anyone can live in a place like that. Mark trees for harvest. What we're going to do is F, we're going to paint there, and we're going to paint there so we can breach the 2 glades as directed. I won't go getting ahead of myself. We unlock the house, that's cool, we'll just leave it be. You can see it tells you who's homeless, which is everybody. But let's let the tutorial have its day, you know what I mean? So they've gone back, have a feed. You can probably... Can you follow individual dudes? Alright, what's he up to? So this is great, you can get right in there. So here's all his needs. And here's his mood, which is 0. Negative effects, positive effects, base resolve 11. Other positive. Proficiency. Yeah, that's because he's slotted in the right place. And the lizard firekeeper is giving him increased +1 resolve. That's why he's got 11. So he's probably going to deliver that to the storehouse. And then what are you going to do? He's going to go back to chopping. I've never really done this before, so I'm just going to commit. Keep on chopping, big dog. I think they breached the glade just then. Going to a gathering node. Let's speed it up. Gathering. Coming back with resources. Moving goods to warehouse. We can just talk about that real quickly. If you have a look at the warehouse. Oh, maybe it doesn't show it. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Production speed. Yeah, interesting. It might be blocked out. It can only hold... Oh, no. What am I doing? It's this. Produce goods, right? This fills up. I think it holds 10. That looks about right. That's 3 out of 10. Right? The resin and plant fibers and all that, these are bonuses from chopping down trees that they have a random chance of rolling. Like if we were to click on a tree... Oh, I guess maybe it's not going to let me click on a tree. But, like... See, click on this, flax field. That's what it's for, plant fiber. But there's also a chance to, you know, rare loot drop extra stuff. And so that's how you got this extra crap in this warehouse. Anyway, so when a stack fully fills up, one of the blokes will carry said stack back, which is what he's doing. Well, he's carrying 5. They can only carry 5 at a time. 5, 8. Maybe it's once it hits 5. I wonder. Oh, look, this is right on 5. I wonder if someone's going to move that soon. Sorry, this is as much... Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. We learnt something. This bloke here. So as soon as there's a carryable amount, they will offload it as opposed to waiting for it to fill up. And then we lost track of old mate because I wanted to see if he'd go have a feed or something. But they're going pretty hammer and tongs, these blokes. They're not really stopping. Orders ready because we breached these areas, right? And you can see they have stuff in them. So while you can have a self-sustaining economy to a point, you can get farm fields, for example. So you can create some, fully refundable feedback loops. It's not really how it works. You have to just keep exploring. You have to keep growing. The factory must grow. The colony must grow, right? All right, let's go. Explore the wilds. Order complete. We got meat. We got humans. Now we got a new objective. What is this? Build a small foragers camp and vegetables in small foragers camp 5, right? And for that, we'll get this perk. This thing's a cornerstone, which is a much bigger deal, but a perk +1 to vegetable production from gathering, farming, fishing, whatever, right? So that's pretty good. So let's have a look here. Small foragers camp. There it is. And... well, there's our vegetables over there, so we'll plonk that over there. So a lot of these little forager camps that are built for parts, which is actually kind of a rare resource, but you start with a nominal amount to get going. A lot of these little satellite things are highly movable. So once this feed completes all these veggies, you could probably just move it elsewhere. And humans like farming and all that sort of stuff in this, right? So chance to double the yield. 15 charges and 48. Is it 48 per charge, you reckon? Let's see, what are you working on? Let's give it a go. I'm enjoying being a little bit more into it. 13 charges. Here we go. Oh, what does the 48 mean? Is that a stack of 48? I don't really know what that means, actually. Oh, you know what? That might be what we have in store. It's what we have in storage ourselves. There you go. Okay, so each one of these little plants has 15 charges. And if we just watch, she's got one in hand. Coming back with resources. Okay, so they just carry one at a time, but presumably they can over yield. You were there first. Let's see if you managed to pull it off. Oh, 2. There you go. So it probably used the same amount of charges, just one charge, but we got that yield bonus. Pretty groovy. All right, we completed that mission. We're going to go up to the next one and yada yada. Here we go. Stone cutters. We're going to get some clay in the stone cutters camp. Get some rewards, some stone. Get some clay harvesting bonuses. Let's go stone cutters camp. Us, there it is there. And look, there's a big block of clay. Perfect, ready to go. Alright, we're gonna start building a bit of momentum, start flying a little bit. Now, who wants to mine? No one in particular, but we've got spare humans, so there you go. Now, you can occasionally get copper, get roots. Wonder if, nope. I'm just curious if anyone got anything special out of it. Can't seem to click on that dude. Nope. Nope. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, they're just trying to build up clay anyway. There we go. Alright. Now what's this next? Harvester's camp, flax. I think you're seeing a bit of a rhythm. What's this logistics pop-up? Everything has its internal storage. Yeah, we kind of went through that on autopilot, right? Goods kept in a building's internal storage can also be accessed by workers from other production buildings. Yeah, right. And you see this in Anno-like games. So what it's getting at, to cut its lunch and jump ahead, is if, I don't know, maybe you have something that makes planks and you put it next door to the wood chopper, that plank dude in turn will draw the wood directly from the woodcutter's storage as opposed to going to the main storage, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. Two buildings are close enough and use each other's internal storage, an animated dotted line will be visible. Yeah. Sometimes they might stall for a while because of breaks. Every few minutes, workers will return to a nearby hearth to eat and rest. During a break, they'll consume at least one item of food and try to fulfill all their needs, clothing, services. If a villager has multiple needs tied to complex food, they will consume more than one meal. Okay, that's all helpful to know, but more for me than less for you because it hasn't really talked about those mechanics yet. Let's get a harvester's camp. And off we go. Now, this happens every year, I think it is, once we've gone through the 2 seasons. And you get this reward, right? People emigrating. What do we want? Grain, whatever. I mean, look, it probably couldn't hurt to have some extra dudes. Let's do that. That can be a poison chalice. You can see the happiness of the people, but having more people means more people to keep happy, and that can sort of, how do I say, it can lock the floating average in harder, right? Like having one beaver and making him 100% happy gets him to 100% pretty easily, right? All the beavers are 100% because there's one dude. But if you've got 100 villagers, getting it to move from 98 to 99 even could be a pain in the ass, right? Because you've got to keep everybody happy. So sometimes stacking population for one species is viable. It's also dangerous if you screw your build up. Sensing a theme. Let's go. Humans will do. And they'll get on the flax. I really like the art, the characters. Like, it's all very pretty. But they're exaggerated in the best way, that you can see what they're doing. You can see their little animations, their little movements. As far as like actually telegraphing important information to the player, you can't go wrong. I don't want to mark trees. I'm okay with them just chopping whatever. We'll complete this task. You can see we're nearly finished the mission. Oh, look at this one, building blocks. So we need to make planks, bricks, and fabrics, our first tier 1 gear. And we get a workstation upgrade. Get parts that are super rare, that's cool. So it's going to give us the crude workstation. Now, something to be said about star ratings. This hollow star is dog shit, right? This is less than 1 star. Because the other ratings are 1, 2, and 3 stars. And these are all efficiencies. The throughput's faster and it's usually better. So, you know, it might at 1 star, well, actually, you could probably, we'll build it, obviously, but it will tell us, oh, here we go. We'll go nearby with the arrows. It'll tell us here, if you want to build 2 planks, it's going to cost you 8 wood, and it's going to take 56 seconds. And now, I can't really readily give you an example, but if you went to a 3-star facility, it's going to be way more efficient and way faster. I mean, I don't really need to say much more on that. That's. I think people would get that. So they'll just start going in, and I think they sort of try and balance priority. Though, I'm pretty sure you get arrows, you can move them up and down the list. So they'll start at planks, but depending on local storage, that probably dictates what they go for next. I've looked into it in the past. Anyway, we'll let them do what they're going to do. 4 planks. See, this guy's making bricks. This guy's making stone. Here we go. The same sort of thing. Every year or so we get to choose a new cornerstone. Carpenter's tools. Building materials for the foundation. Production is 50% quicker in the crude workstation. Oh my god, you'd be mad not to take that given what we're trying to do right now. So half again in production speed. Let's go. So he's going to make 2 bricks. It said ×1. But so that's an opportunity for the yield to pop harder. I wonder if that says the same thing on these guys. Is that going to pop ×1 when that finishes? Oh yeah, it is too. Okay, well, remember I was watching them individually. It's probably easier just to track this. So keeping them happy, satisfied, juggling all your bonuses and your builds. Obviously trying, for all this time it takes to make 2 planks, having it suddenly double it is excellent. It's the critical hit that you want from a shooter. No suitable trees for woodcutters, so what we'll do is we'll just move them. That'll do. Back to work. We're just going to wait for planks and fabric. There we go. I think they opened a... So when you open a one of these... What are they called? A field? No, I can't remember. I don't know. But when you open one, it will have this pop-up which tells you what's in there. And some of these large ones it's very helpful for. So we've got eggs, we've got roots. Excuse me, very helpful. I guess we're just waiting for planks, deliver them. And, you know, without getting too far ahead, as we build these bases and move on, presumably successfully finishing it, it then will exist for future runs to potentially interact with as a kind of trade network. And so there are other paths to victories where you can actually have a pretty robust, you know, like a half dozen villages set up, and the village you're on at the moment is trading with each of them. Now that all doesn't last because after X runs, it wipes the entire game clean for a super hard reset. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright, one more mission and we're probably done, right? Open a dangerous glade, change scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine, and deliver an ancient tablet. Okay. I suppose we could... I mean, I haven't been building houses. We've got more beavers, so we'll probably do that. Can we build footpaths? Oh, we can. So, let's just do that. Alright, we'll get a bit of a footpathing going. Everyone's going to come up with their own idiosyncratic build craft. This is mine. There are many like it, but... oh wow, that's worked out well. I've happened to place everything perfectly. And, you know, look, we'll put houses down. These are like L-shaped, actually, so you could probably do something like that and then hook it in. You see what I mean? Yeah. Not bad. Now, I don't know... Oh, no, we can move this workstation. We'll put it over there. However, hang on. It's not in range of the lumberjack. Oh, that lumberjack, who cares? That's fine. It's fine there. And I think we'll build racial buildings over here. We'll put beaver huts. Now, these ones can only hold 2 people. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then what do we got here? 10 more. 3, 6... 9... 12. I think that should cover everybody. That's going to require tier 2 planks, but gives them all something to do. And as far as a dangerous glade, we've got one over here. So let's start blazing a trail for that. We'll move this over here. That's over there. You know what? We may even actually move this over here now that we moved the woodcutters. Move that so it's in... Well, is it in range? It's as close as we could hope for, I guess. Now everyone's got some work to do. Got some footpaths to build. They move faster on footpaths, so it makes a lot of sense to make them. I just, you know, I figured the tutorial would probably tell us to do it at some point. Probably paint here as well, get rid of those trees. Get that path going. What's going on here? We got some more people. The more the merrier. That's going to muddle with my math for building up houses, but okay. Look at it. Look at them going up. Excellent. You tumble this forward. You know? Keep it rolling. So as they get further away from hearths, you know, it becomes a bit of a headache. This is for building houses. Houses have to be next to a hearth. So what's going on here? Ancient shrine, which is mentioned in our mission, which is would not normally happen. These are always random outside a tutorial. And it's saying change scrolls to fabric, which is good because we don't have fabric. It's teaching us that we can change the ingredients for recipes. We'll change that to logs as well. Now you assign dudes to carry out the order. And what is going to happen is there's a threat associated with it. You can see here, consequence. Disturbing the ruins of the great civilization can have great consequence. Kills 3 random villagers. Now these effects will trigger if the event isn't completed in time. So like if I unpause, see the timer is going. But if we hit investigate, it should pause. Oh no. Oh no. 40 seconds, that's unfair. They're not physically gonna get the goods there in time. So this is a teachable moment. They're gonna kill a bunch of my villagers to show me that they can. Thanks, game. And then off it goes. Off the ghost goes. So you don't really have combat, you don't have armies or anything like that, but you have these. You have dangerous glades with dangerous events that you have to interact with and overcome so as to mitigate them, right? At least it tells you who died, so you can click on them. If it's a builder, it doesn't really matter, but if you click on like a craftsman, you can then, you know, replace them. Human forager died. Do we have a spare human? No, but you'll do. And then we've got no gathering nodes over here. But there's stuff over here, so we'll just move it down, yay. Keep it busy. You know, it's good practice. And they'll be finished this up shortly. And then they'll be rewarded with this tablet. Someone will bring it back. Looks like it's old mate. And then we can cash in the mission and call it a day. Right? So we level up, we get food stockpiles. This is a meta currency used for upgrading the smoldering city. We've unlocked all these bits and bobs. So it'll take us to the overworld meta map. No, it won't. It's going to push us into another tutorial straight away. Press any key to start. Okay. Queen's Envoy. Villagers with low resolve will start leaving, increasing the Queen's patience. I didn't realize it increases their patience. That's interesting. Keeping resolve exceptionally high will grant passive reputation. You can see that it's turned blue. You probably can't see it there, but it's touched this little nub. There's a line. As long as it crosses that line, you're Gucci. You can see it clearer now because we're below. And these are the needs I was talking about. It wouldn't let me open them up before. And all these little things you can hover over. I know it's probably not readable on YouTube compression, but they're different for each person, right? The first 2 are general, like basic housing and racial housing. Then you've got food, which will be specific. And then various needs like coats for humans. and they enjoy leisure and religion, which they get as services, but other people will prefer different things and that come from different buildings. Anyway, it's about juggling the random species that you start with and trying to cover as many of their needs as possible, and get synergy from that as well. Each species has a different mix of needs. It's hard to please everyone all the time. 100%, right? Try and find some commonalities where you can. Do the best you can. It's about plate spinning like any good game. Farmers can plant only on farm fields, right? Which is on fertile soil. Crops planted in the first season drizzle and harvested in the second the clearance. I suppose I never really thought about it, but yeah, that's a fair point. Build a farm, harvest grain, and serve some ale in a tavern. Okay, cool. Are you going to let me escape? Excellent. I don't want to skip the tutorial, but I will save and quit. So there you go. It's Against the Storm. We can sit in the pause menu for the moment. I love this game. I love it so much. And as you can see, a good run will take you about half an hour. Obviously, I'm talking my head off, enjoying it, teaching it, whatever. There's still more to go. And we'll put some more episodes up if people are more interested. I really hope so, because like I said, one of my favorite games. It's absolute delight for me to play it. Get paid to play it. Well, a little bit at least. And it's a good gig for me, and hopefully a good gig for you. Let me know if you want to see some more, or if there's other things from Hooded Horse that we want to have a look at during their sale. Otherwise, I might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.